Hello everyone, my name is Jose Santiago with STAR Micropigmentation. Today I want to talk a little bit about how to choose your SMP artist. Now I get this question very often. When guys are doing their research and they're looking, they're Googling, they're trying to find the right SMP artist. There's a lot there's a lot of choices out there. Unfortunately, a lot of them aren't the best choices, but I'm gonna sort of try to help guide you into what to look for and not to be misguided by anything out there. What to look for when you're looking for the right artist for you. This is this is a life-changing treatment. And a lot of people are very blessed and thankful for SMP. What SMP has done for many people has given lots of confidence back, has changed lots of lives. Unfortunately, in some cases, it has changed people's lives for the worse, just because they went to the wrong artist, or so-called artist, thinking that they were the right choice for them, but it turns out it didn't work out that way. So one of the biggest things that you're going to be looking for is what tools, and what pigments they're using. You want to make sure that they're not using a regular tattoo machine. A lot of people think this is a hair tattoo or a scalp tattoo. Um, there's a huge difference between what scalp micropigmentation is and what a hair tattoo is. Um, Now, it can be often considered or related to it can be related to a hair tattoo, or it may be explained as a hair tattoo, but there is a huge difference on what scalp micropigmentation is and what tattooing is. It's sort of the same concept, but the tools are very different. So for a tattoo, they're going to be using a larger machine, a very powerful machine. Um, the machine is going to have enough power that it can really deposit a lot of pigment into a deeper level of the skin that we don't want to go to. Once you get down to the hypodermal layers of the skin, now you're mixing with fluids and fat cells and blood, and at that level, there's going to be lots of migration. It's going to prolong the healing process, and it will change the color tone of the pigments. Secondly, the needles being used. Um, Tattoo needles are larger needles, larger housing in the needles, and thicker needles. So when you look at it, it may look good from far, but when you get really close to it, they look like dots. In some cases, they may look like birthmarks. Not very natural, not a very natural look. So you want to make sure that your artist is using a needle that is very small. At least a 0.18 millimeter needle is what you want your artist to be using. This will create a very nice natural follicle impression with minimal migration of the pigment, and right in the superficial upper dermal layers. Thirdly, the pigments that your artist is going to be using, you want to make sure it's not a regular black tattoo ink. It needs to be a pigment, a very light charcoal tone pigment. There's two different types of pigments out there. There's a pigment for scalp micropigmentation, and then there's trichopigmentation, that is more of a semi-permanent sort of look. With those, you can use more of earthy tones like browner tones or whatnot. Now, those tones usually require touch-ups more often. So you might need a touch-up every year versus every 2 to 3 years with scalp micropigmentation. But what you don't want to use is regular tattoo pigments. They are too dark, too black, and what happens is after some time, they begin to take sort of like that bluish tone. So all three of those factors put together really separates what micropigmentation is compared to tattooing. So always look into what your artist or potential artist is using. Now, the Vital device, what we use, this was engineered solely for the scalp, for scalp micropigmentation. Now this handpiece, as you can see, is a very small, delicate, minimal vibration, has a perfect stroke length on this. This has a nice 2.5 millimeter stroke. That means it's not too powerful where it's not going to drive the pigment way too deep into the scalp where it's going to create a lot of migration and a lot of those bluish, greenish hues that these stronger machines are going to provide. This has an amazing speed control device here, very steady, very smooth. This is exactly what you want to make sure that your artist is using, a device that was specialized and engineered for the scalp. The scalp skin is very different from any other skin on any part of the body. And you want to know how many people has this potential artist worked on, if he's worked on a lot of people, if he's worked on different skin types. His portfolio, you want it to be very diverse. You want to see density jobs, you want to see shape, you want to see hard hairlines and natural hairlines. A lot of artists out there only work on specific hairlines, like hard hairlines. They don't do natural hairlines. So if you're looking for a natural hairline, and you see a guy and he shows you his portfolio and you see nothing but hard hairlines, he's probably not the artist for you. Vice versa, if you're looking for a hard hairline and you go to an artist that only has natural hairlines, you might want to go to somebody that specializes in hard hairlines. A natural hairline is one of the most difficult hairlines to recreate. It takes a real artistic talent to recreate a natural hairline. So if your artist can do a natural hairline, he can probably do any type of hairline because he has a great eye and a great skill. So once you see their portfolio and notice that he has worked on so many people, he's using all the right tools, you're able to zoom into his work and see the nice follicles, he or she's work, and see the nice crisp follicles and see the nice blending and know that, wow, I really like his work. And then that's when you know, all right, this is the right artist. And then that's when you set up a consultation with this artist and you get to come by and see the environment. You want to make sure that the location is very hygienic. It's all about safety. You don't want cross-contamination. You want to make sure it's very clean. You want to make sure there's no pets anywhere. There's no smoking or any drinks around the work area, hair cutting around the same area. You want to make sure the space isn't shared with other trades or any other products or anything else going on. Safety is very important. You want to make sure that you're not going to get cross-contaminated. Hepatitis is a very serious disease that unfortunately is being spread very easily because a lot of artists aren't cleaning up. They're not keeping their areas clean. After every client, there's a cleaning process that's very important. Everything needs to get balled up, wiped down, sprayed before the next client. Everything needs to be laid out brand new all over again. So in your consultation, you're going to be able to meet your artist. You're going to be able to tell him what you're looking for. He's gonna maybe offer to draw it on and see if it's something that you're gonna like. He's gonna be able to draw on the hairline. You're gonna be able to look around and see if this is something that you want. You're gonna be able to really know if you feel comfortable with this artist. If you have that bonding moment with this artist, that's gonna really help you a lot. And most importantly, don't be guided or misguided by let's say certifications or let's say awards or there's a lot of things going around, like let's say like a one person who calls himself a guru or a forum or something that basically says, hey, you should go to this guy or you should go to that guy based on what these people are saying, either through a forum or on this online thing, or maybe you might call or email somebody because you think that they know best. Now, to clarify, there's a lot of networks, self-created networks out there that sort of made these teams around either one or two guys that basically it's sort of a pay for play type of method where it can be the newest artist, a newest artist that comes into the field and pays, let's say, $75 a month to this organization so they can be promoted. So when a client is typing and says, "Hey, I live in Tampa, Florida. Do you recommend anybody?" He's probably going to recommend the person that is paying their dues. It's a pay-for-play method that is being used out there. And most of these guys aren't even from the US. They're usually from a different country, and their history is a marketing history. These are marketing companies, and their methods aren't based on workmanship. Their methods aren't based on a rating method or reviews or anything that really matters. It's not really based on that. It's only based on who likes who and who pays who. You have to be very careful because you can maybe be sent to the wrong person. Maybe he says he's a great artist, and you can end up becoming a botched job just because the young man was paying $75 a month. Or even I heard for trainings they're paying $500 to be recommended as a trainer. They're paying $500 a month to be recommended as a trainer, and it doesn't even matter what their background is, how long they've been in the business. As long as they're paying this guy, they will become recommended. So don't fall for any of these gurus or teams that are out there trying to say that they're going to guide you in the right direction, because most of the time it's very biased. They're going to send you to who's ever putting money in their pocket. It's not going to be the best artist. And if an artist can be great, and if he's not paying him, usually that team or that guru is gonna badmouth that guy just because he never participated in paying. So that's what's going on out there. It's very sad, but I think there's a lot of smarter people out there when they're doing research. They actually realize what's going on out there. Also, awards. Just because you see an SMP award on a shelf or self-proclaimed awards out there's a lot of awards just being given between groups and affiliations. It's almost like a few artists get together and they say, "Hey, I like you and you like me, I like you too. Hey, let's put together this award thing. I'm going to give you an award, I'm going to give you an award, I'm going to give you an award." If these awards aren't based on actual votes, at the end of the day, these are just given by participation, basically like sponsorship or whatnot. Or, "Hey, I just like you. You're a great guy. Thanks for being on the team. Here's an award for Best SMP Artist of the Year." Unfortunately, I wish it was more based on actual votes, people voting, clients being able to vote on who's the best. If it was based on that, or actual, I talked to a good friend of mine in Europe, and competition. They actually have competitions with judges, and they actually perform SMP, and based on their quality of work and the judges, they actually win first, second, and third place, and then those awards are actually earned based on that, or based on how many successful people they've trained. I wish that awards were more based on statistics, and even after they win awards, it should be on a voting system based on clients and previous students, and that would be great. Hopefully, STAR Micropigmentation in the near future, maybe we can put together something very genuine to help the clients choose the right artist based on actual events and awards and competitions or whatnot, where that trophy or that award is earned, and it means and it means something, you know what I mean? So maybe a nice forum where an artist doesn't need to pay to be recognized. He can have good work and be recognized for it. There's a lot of good artists out there in the U.S. There's at least 6 or 7 good artists out there that I would highly recommend if you're in that area. So that being said, taking all those factors into consideration, you should be able to find the right artist. Just zoom into the pictures, see detail, talk to your artist, see his previous work, see his portfolio, follow his page. There's a lot of guys out there too that have these fake followers. They buy these followers, they start SMP, and next thing you know, they have over 100,000 followers. Truth be told, if it's unrealistic when they're all commenting the same thing. It almost gives sort of a false impression of somebody trying to be something that they're not. But I know Instagram and Facebook is cracking down on that also. I like to have very organic followings. So if you follow me and if you're a fan of my work, thank you. It's been a process, and we have lots of new things coming soon. STAR Micropigmentation is growing at a rapid pace. We have a location in Orlando. We have a location in Colorado, Denver, Colorado. We got another one coming up in LA. And these are previous students that had taken our training and have been in the industry for quite some time. And now we're growing the businesses. We're going into franchise mode this year. So we're proud to announce amazing products, amazing results, an amazing family. That's what STAR Micropigmentation is, changing lives. So thank you, everyone. Thanks for following. Thanks for all the love. Take care.